He's just one chunky round boy ready for a victory royale as we enter 121 of the download queue. Welcome back, everybody, to June 27th, 2026, bright and early Saturday morning. It's been a weird week. Gonna be a weird episode. Gonna be a somber episode. The industry's falling apart. I've been in a rut. Persona 5's really fucking good, though. Kyle, how have you been?
Pretty good. Yeah, you having a complete 180 on Persona 5 after being stuck for I don't know years, maybe barely a year. Yeah, and then seeing on social media, you're like, I love this game. It's amazing. It's so good. You hit a point. It's just like that's crazy. That's awesome, though. I mean, that's explains why so many people like the Persona games. There's something to them, and if you can get it, and if you get past it, if you're into it, it's like rewarding. So cool to see. It gets me excited. I said on the show, I'm excited to do Persona 6, hop in with everyone and do it. So it's cool that you like Persona 5, and that's good. That makes me hopeful. 6, because you were stuck on it for so long. I was like, huh.
Well, that's why
One of those games.
Again, like I didn't hate it. I really liked it originally. Like gameplay was fun, story was into like this. It was good. It was a good time. Was it great? 10 out of 10? Nah. And then I hit the fucking wall with the boss. Not gonna bring it up again, but I hit that and it was enough to just completely. I don't want to do this anymore. It left Game Pass. Time was up. Came back to Game Pass, struggled through, and yeah, it was the immediate next dungeon after at the end of that I hit last night. And it's like 45 minutes of cutscenes afterwards and dialogue and shit happening, and like the game in a meta way should tell you this isn't the end of your game. We're going like there's so much more to do. It's the unravels, the twists, the turns, the violence. I gasped. I awed. It was so good. It hit all the moments of games that like I want more games to have. And I'm ready to kick it and finish off. I got like 2 or 3 more dungeons left still, which is wild to say because it feels like it's getting to the end. But looking at achievements, there's still quite a bit, so we'll see. Yeah, 55 hours in. Great time.
Nice. That's awesome. Out of nowhere, but not really, but kind of.
Game Pass. It's good sometimes. Hey. Yeah, this episode got to be a weird one jumping in. It's big stuff to talk about, but it's more or less regurgitating stuff that we've been sadly having to bring up continuously through the past couple months. Changes in where gaming is as a whole. Prices are increasing. How do we stay a part of this? How do you continue to find enjoyment when everything's falling apart in games that you may be enjoying and loving are being closed down behind the scenes, shut down? Destiny 2, RIP. I guess we start there. Like Destiny, Bungie has been kind of the overarching one the past couple weeks. I had the final update beginning of June. Most of the team we assumed would go to Marathon. Since then, we have learned most of the Destiny 2 team has been gutted from Bungie by PlayStation. Parts of the Marathon team have now also been gutted at the same time. I think it was like 293 employees were infected this past week.
Mostly Destiny, though. Like the way you said it made it sound like 290 was strictly Marathon, but it's mostly Destiny.
Bungie hasn't ended it yet. So God, what a wild thing. Yeah. It sucks. Destiny 2, obviously, with the past update, people coming back to the game, rallying around it, reaching peak player counts. The typical online discourse of, oh, we have more players in Marathon. Why aren't they supporting Destiny 3? Which that's obviously not how these things work in the long end, but...
yeah.
God,
it's you can't... It's easy to come back and say you love something when it's gone already. So, like, the player counts were always going to peak. Destiny was a bigger game than Marathon. It was always going to be higher, and now it's done, and content is done. It's kind of the pro of that one update is there's an end point now, and people can hop in and catch up, do all the stuff. There's a good grind pace going on right now with the new armor sets for all the armor, all the raids, all the dungeons, all the locations all have updated tiers. It's just across the board, everything got good in this update, but it was never going to be enough to not go through layoffs. Like you just look at the industry as a whole, the economy that we're in. Unfortunately, this was going to happen. It's probably not what should happen. Executives could take probably like 2% less and keep all these people on. They make exorbitant amounts of money, but that's not the world we live in, right? So this was always going to happen. And also, if you can't, Bungie, if you can't, it's Bungie Sony. If they can't afford or are greenlighting a new project for 200, 300, 400 people to work on, yeah, comes down to bad management. Like all these things, it makes sense. It's understandable from that business side, but the issue isn't them doing layoffs. The issue isn't there's no Destiny 3. The issue is it was mismanaged. And that starts probably around Lightfall and not moving on to Destiny 3 when you knew you were getting to the narrative end of a 10-year story. The Light and Darkness saga was coming to an end and you weren't keying up the continuation of that good enough. It really felt like an end with Final Shape. So it comes down to mismanagement. And yeah, the day Sony put out the Herman Hulst letter was like, hey, we're doing this. And then Sony published it, or Bungie put out something. None of them took accountability. It's all just pushing it off. In the Bungie post, they say, I forget who says it. Someone says Destiny 2 did not meet expectations the last couple of years. I'm sorry. A game from 2014 that was announced as a 10-year story. And you did that and survived post-COVID and everything, and you got to the end and told your story. How the hell does that not meet expectations? What are your expectations? The last couple of years, you wanted it to be peak Final Shape. Come on, no, that's bad expectation. So it's not. To me, it's just flowery language to make it sound nice. It is a adjustment and a shrinking of a studio that was overinflated, had too many projects going on. That comes down to management, not the developers who are doing awesome fucking work that we're not going to see now. Fuck the Winter Warrior saga. So fuck all that stuff that they were laying down. Whatever, comes down to bad management. So it's crazy. Destiny 2 is done. Crazy thing that I realized, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013. Destiny started in 2014, and now Destiny is dead before we got GTA 6. Dude, GTA is fucking insane. I'm all in on GTA now being the biggest thing in the world, because it is. GTA 5 is like bookmarking the live service industry. Fortnite didn't start till 2017, and now all these things are like shitting the bed. Companies are like, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy that it's just crazy.
I wish I saved it, but I had a TikTok come across that was literally just like that idea of what's happened in the time of Destiny 2 or Destiny as a franchise. It was like the GTA thing was the big one, but it was also like the entirety of Final Fantasy 14 since they rebooted it and like 8 expansions since. Like, Jesus, like it in a messed up way puts into perspective like how long this shit actually takes, but like the differences in teams and where that effort goes when one studio is struggling to keep up content, but then or just taking sweet ass time if you're Rockstar to spend 14 years developing your next thing, while another team could be 8, 9, 10 expansions just pumping shit out trying to stay afloat and keep profits coming in. Like, it's a weird disconnect of where studios sit. Because I think most people, you look at Bungie, respected developer, storied history, done a lot of good shit. But behind the scenes, whether, like you said, leadership, bad business decisions, people stepping down, not that great. Stay afloat, which is to note with the layoffs. What studio head Justin Truban, who just took over last year, is also stepping down as a part of these layoffs. So now they're on top of staff being relocated.
Well, there's no Destiny.
Yeah, morale being down. You're now also going to be putting in a new leadership to right the wrong, steer the massive ship that's a multi-million-dollar studio corporation. Like, it's hard to look at what's happening there and where they go forward, because the backup plan is a new team now. Project Gummy Bear is the other thing they were working on, is an entirely different group. So
They're just working on Marathon.
yeah, it's just Marathon, which isn't doing it.
It has to be though. That's the thing. Like it has to be. You sunk so much cost into Destiny, and that's done now. You can re-up cost and invest because you can't just add more to Destiny 2 now. Pre them saying this is all done. Come on, man. We all knew that you needed a new title. Like you weren't hopping in. It was hard to do all the stuff. No one knew was hopping in. It was too hard to do all the stuff. So you had to change it up. So this was always going to be where we ended up.
A year or two out, do we think Bungie's still here? Like, is Bungie still actively a studio and not?
Because they're still really good at the thing. Now, it's hard to know like who is going to be staying around though. I think that's the thing because as part of these layoffs, apparently one of the co-founders, Jay Jones, if I'm remembering the name right, is a part of it. And if you're going back to like a co-founder that is also a part of these layoffs, that name is not right. Either way,
Jason Jones.
Oh yeah, Jason Jones. There it is. Last co-founder, part of the layoffs. So yeah, like you don't have the founders of the Bungie anymore there. So like, is it the same company? Is it the same studio? Blah, blah, blah. Is it just going to be Sony Bungie now? Sony Bellevue? Like a lot of things could happen with it. Bungie and Destiny can be sold off while the studio and Marathon stay under Sony. You know, like so many weird things could happen there. I think with the industry and the economy where it's at, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? It really depends on Sony saying, yes, we're going to eat some cost and goodwill and get people into Marathon, or they're just like, stay niche and you guys are working on something else. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe it is just in the corner over there is people playing Grounded. In the corner over there is the people playing Marathon. That's just part of our portfolio. Brian's been in the chat. We haven't acknowledged him. Hi, Brian. Sorry. But he says in the chat, don't worry, guys. Sony wants to invest in another live service push. They said they're still invested in live service stuff after all this, but why would you? Yeah, I get it's just the business meets the art, and it's not clicking. You know, you lay off the raid team. Destiny is Destiny because of the raids, and I think anyone in the industry, game developers, would be like, what the hell? And you've seen that. I've watched more than enough of these Destiny content creators who quote have insiders and people on the inside who know stuff, and they're all saying, yeah, like everyone's really confused why the whole team is gone because there's huge swaths of talent within that. The raid and dungeon team specifically, the narrative team, I think it's still around, but it's a lot of engineering, and so it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I know I'm just rambling on that one. Sorry.
No, I'm happy Brian brought up the continued push for live service because it does make you question why Sony now is not reaching profits for Destiny 2, whatever, but like canceling that or not continuing forward if the live service pushes the thing. Why get rid of the established thing that's been here for a decade that has proven itself in multiple ways, throw aside for risky chances that arguably I think would be harder to even start up if you're doing new live service titles, new engines, new design elements, new art, new everything from square one, dumping millions and millions of dollars into this shit, and then getting upset when it isn't the next Fortnite immediately after. Concord, ha ha ha, funny, it was the big one. Highguard earlier this year. That was January still. That was 5 months ago. Like, weird to think. Marathon now, not reaching expectations. And the quote of them wanting to pursue them still this past week is it from a place of business or is it from a place of worry? Do they see, which is what I've been saying online, people roasting me left and right, Wolverine's out in September. Cool, game's gonna have record-breaking profits. Is it going to make the money back and keep that Insomniac and not affected by layoffs? God of War Laufey.
Yeah.
Record-breaking views. Ragnarok did great. Forza Horizon did more than Ragnarok in the first week, and that's on a console that is outselling its competitor by X amount. Laufey has been in development since you would imagine before God of War Ragnarok. Stuff's come out that they've had the story in place since before God of War 2018 came out. To expect that game to come out, fastest selling PlayStation game in history, blah, blah, blah. The money coming in as a single player game that isn't going to have DLC, isn't going to have, you would assume, paid story DLC, because they gave us free updates for that on Ragnarok. That's what they've done. How does that initial sale make up the multiple years, multiple millions of dollars, multiple developers, coders, programmers, all this shit on the back end? It's not successful to me. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a way of cheap W's in the industry view. We got awards, but our studios are suffering.
Yeah, it's not like Sony has survived either unscathed. They've closed a lot of studios. They just aren't
8
loud. So
it's 2020.
Yeah, so it's happening everywhere. Station Schreier has a good video. Crazy how many videos out already. I want to get the right one, so I'm trying to go to it real quick. But he, how do you spell this name?
Schreier, how do you spell your name?
A live service game. Yeah. He talked about. I lost my train of thought on that one. I'm sorry, man. I'm tired. But he has a good video. Go check out the live service one. It talks about a lot of this stuff and how costs have inflated. Here it is. Costs have inflated, and it's the world. I think it was around 10K to 15K. He says it cost about to hire someone on or yearly pay, and now that's ballooned up, right? So the specific numbers might be wrong, but it's just everything is more expensive, so it costs more to make a game. So having people work on a Laufey from the end of God of War Ragnarok to now, it's cost more to pay them, right? So those costs of the game now, $350 million of Marathon isn't necessarily paying for the art, the engine. It's paying for the people making the game. And Bungie was remote, so Bungie was open to having people remote. And I think this is also probably a snap of that. We probably won't see Bungie stay remote for much longer. Those people probably will be cycled out. Be an in-person thing. But yeah, costs just have inflated, and how do you justify that one-time purchase? It's going to be interesting to see God of War. It really, and Wolverine. I think we haven't had a big tentpole PlayStation game. Ghost of Yote would be the last one. Soros did not sell super well, but I would say that's pretty niche as well. So yeah, man, Wolverine, God of War. Are those the last two big AAA first-person hundreds of $1 million poured into them? Will that be the last one because it won't be financially viable? Is this why Sony is doubling down and saying, no, we're still doing live service. We just gotta not do 13 of them, because if people are buying $5 in a Destiny or a Marathon, thousands of people pay $5, $5,000. But it starts to build, and then you can sustain. All of a sudden, that skin pays for Jimmy, who's doing art, and Betty. They get to stay. So the business of that, I see how it makes sense. But yeah, if you're over investing other places, where's it going to go? It's going to be fascinating, because Wolverine, we don't know. We know the Marvel license for Spider-Man was $300 million. So. So Wolverine has to you would assume would be in that ballpark, maybe a little less. I don't know. I don't know the financials. It was a leak, it just is what it is. But yeah, man, it just, I don't know. Might be the last thing of an industry. Maybe that's why Blade isn't a thing. And we see. Oh, Brian has something really good. I want to talk about that, chat. Sorry.
Before we do real fast.
I thought I was muted. Apologies.
Real fast. In the idea of them going back to live service and the timing it takes to make this shit and return it around, to just run through fast their studios of where this would even come from. Because you said Wolverine, God of War, Intergalactic is also there somewhere in the future from Naughty Dog. Besides that, all they really have is Polyphony, which is working on Gran Turismo, Team Asobi for Astrobot, Fire Sprite's doing Until Dawn 2, Gorilla has one coming out with Horizon Hunters Gathering, which is in such a weird place because I did that this year still, but they're doing open tests and I don't see anyone talk about it, but people are, it's a weird thing. Housemark just had Sorrows come out. Media Molecule has done nothing since Dreams. Does Little Big Planet become a live service? Who knows? Nixus, mostly was in charge of their PC ports, but now that they're not doing as many of those now for single player stuff, where do they fit? XDev team is spreading internal support for other titles, and they're helping with Marvel Tokon, which I would do a money bet that that game eventually goes everywhere at some point in time. Fighting games already are in a niche spot. To have that just on PlayStation and PC feels very questionable to me. Of how little
Sony own Evo?
Not anymore.
Oh, they.
I think they just sold to Saudi.
Okay.
They just sold to Saudi, or Saudi picked up shares.
It's the opposite. Thank you. Okay, I was gonna say that's like that would deter me from that because they could be. I can still see them keeping it, honestly.
I mean, keep it, but then they turn around. Oh, we didn't reach expectations. Again, Marvel licensing is crazy. If you're having a whole game of nothing but Marvel characters, what the fuck are you paying that for? Ben Studio.
PC,
yeah. Ben Studio has nothing since Days Gone. Bungie, we know where they're at. Haven has Fair Games coming out, which fits the live service. And then Insomniac, Wolverine, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica. Like that's
live service X-Men game.
Spider-Man
game.
And then Team LFG, which is the Gummy Bears ex Bungie people. Like they don't have an excess of studios to refocus and realign back towards this live service push after we just had them step away from it and we cancel all these different titles to go back to single player.
But we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. I'd argue. I think Fair Games is still doing that. Gummy Bears, I would not think is a single player game. Bungie does cooperative stuff. So if it started under Bungie, I could see it being co-op, probably like a melee based type thing, party game. I mean, obviously Gummy Bears, maybe it turns into something super dark and it's nothing to do with Gummy Bears, but it makes you seem it's lighthearted and fun and bouncy. In my mind, it's something like that. It's something with movement abilities, bouncy, more melee. And I can see how that gets taken out from under Bungie, you know? Yeah, it's interesting, all those studios. I think PlayStation's in an interesting spot because they did have that reset. They aren't talking much. They have the still tentpoles, and now they just announced God of War Laofe. So we see they're still doing the same stuff. We know Intergalactic's coming, but it's what's the spice? What's the other stuff around those tentpole things for PlayStation? And those things kind of support it. I think across the board we're in that reset, but all those games and studios, I could see. I don't think they need to anymore need to do live service. I think the live service they have is fine. You need a couple, that's okay. They just need to get back to doing fun, weird stuff and smaller stuff. And I think these other studios, hopefully, that's what they're doing. Nothing hundreds of $1 million investment needed, right? Like you see games like Mecha Chameleon come out and sell so much, and it's like, how much did that cost to make? I think, yeah, studios and like big companies and corporos are trying to do that. So I would hope. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with. I think I was going to say, I hope more layoffs aren't coming and these studios don't close before they get something out. But that's the world. Going back to what Brian was saying, I feel Bungie will go the way of current BioWare. They will be chasing former glory, despite not having any of the people that got them their highest point anymore. Yeah, a lot of talent being lost there. What's interesting about Bungie currently, I think, is they've never been a multi-game studio. And the moment they tried it with Destiny and Marathon, Destiny closes months after. I just think they need to be solely focused on one thing. And I think this is a shrink back down to that. And unfortunately, it's what happens with bad management over inflating. I wouldn't worry about Bungie until there's something to worry about outside of, like layoffs and everything. But if you look at it's the business, right? And it sucks. It doesn't make sense with art and treating people right. But you got to shrink. They had to shrink, unfortunately. And here where we are. So I think as long as they can just retain, I think they're better as a one game studio. So this might be the best thing for them. It's just if Sony can do it, because you also made a good point, Brian. Sony having no idea what goes into making a live service game. And we talked about a couple weeks ago. I was like, wait, like PlayStation or Xbox has let a lot of live service games just sit and breathe. Grounded, what's another one? Stuff like even letting Kiln come out and do that stuff. Like there was another live service Xbox game that I can't think of. Xbox just lets games live and breathe a little bit. At least we've seen that in the past, where PlayStation hasn't yet got to that point. So I would love for them just to sit and let Bungie go. With the response that Destiny has gotten, the player counts, just the overall sentiment online, how do you not, if the studio wants to keep that IP going, how do you not let them? They have a solid idea for where to take it to get new players in. How do you not let them? It needs to be a new title. It can't continue because you can't get new people. Like, it has to be a new story from the start. It has to like do that. But how do you not let them? I don't know. They would have to make sure every marathon update hits. I don't know if Bungie has room for have a bad season. Yeah, they need a Taken King marathon right away. Already needs a Taken King update. Which Destiny vanilla Destiny needed a Taken King update right away. That story ended and you're like, oh. And they didn't have time to explain why it was so bad.
I don't know if they can ever have that, though.
I think they can, though. The Vault Breaker PvE mode, it's just a roguelite essentially into cryo. Like, that's going to get people in. The amount of posts I saw this past week on Marathon Reset, when they took out sponsored survival mode. The sponsored survival mode in Marathon is a PvE light mode. It's one squad of runners, so you and two others. And then more rooks will come in, so solo players without kits and everything. And I played a couple times, rarely saw a rook, maybe saw one or two across multiple rounds. It was basically a solo mode. And once that got taken out, a lot of people were like, hey, can you put this back? Hey, like I logged in. It's gone. I logged out because I didn't want to engage with PvP. I wanted something more casual, blah, 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 blah. I think that draw, there's that desire to be able to hop in the marathon, play it, and not be like, all right, I got to look out for someone going to shoot me in the back. I got to look out for another team. And I think, unfortunately, with so many of Destiny's team being lost, you're like, well, why would you get rid of the team that did solo content? Why? Doesn't mean like Marathon doesn't have anyone who can do that. So I think they can get there. The update they did talking about season 3, 4, and 5, I think is really good. I forget which one is like the big one they're going to do, but they say they have a really big update with a new map, new stuff. Like, they know we all know. We all know Marathon needs to evolve. They do too. Bungie with Destiny has evolved the game over the years very well. It started, oh, look at new Halo, the new game from Halo. Oh shit, it's nothing. The raid, nothing. Expansion, yeah, it's a roller coaster. It always has been. So if Sony can let Bungie just listen and evolve the game the way it needs to be, we'll be okay. I like the updates they've done. I like them. Not all are perfect, but they're pretty good. They just need to figure out how to get solo players and casual players in through the season. Because I log in and I died right away last night, and I don't want to deal with that. I just wasn't in the mood to do it. So they got to change something. Will they go full PvE with it? I don't know. A mission where you're like going up to the marathon, the colony before. There's so many things they could do. We're not going to hear from Bungie for months, though. Potentially years. Eventually, they're going to announce Destiny 3 exclusive for the PlayStation 7, 6, whatever one we're on.
Exclusive?
Well, you're saying Marvel Tokon's going to be exclusive?
It is. They already said it's not coming to Xbox.
Exactly.
That's why I said, like, I could see it going
That's what
over.
I'm saying. I can see Destiny, a smaller, I can see a smaller thing being exclusive, but a PlayStation 6 as part of the system seller, a new live service game only playable on PlayStation 6, the next Destiny.
A $1,500 console.
But Sony does that shit. Sony does that shit. So I'd hate it. But and then it's not like Bungie can be like, hey, hey, don't mess our stuff up. We're doing good. No, they're not doing good. So motherfuckers are gonna get me to buy a PlayStation for Destiny and God of War Laufey. Bastards.
I would be curious to see what
They
changes.
should just keep adding Destiny modes in Marathon. I'm telling you, we're gonna get Destiny strikes into Marathon.
That's like the exact opposite of what I said if this was coming out. I was like, they should just put Marathon as a mode in Destiny. This shit
not putting Destiny modes into Marathon.
No, but like, do the Marathon idea in your established thing. You get the best of both. You get a player increase. You get to experiment within the game. Like,
I maintain though that narratively, Destiny is stuck. We have the final fight with, you made the witness not the big bad. So okay, there's one more big bad. There's always one more big bad. Come on, man. I get there's more to it, but like I see as a team in the studio and like, where do we go? Like the power creep, I get it. There's a lot of reasons why I think Marathon exists. I think there's a lot of story, narrative, studio, gameplay. Like there's so many reasons I think why they would want to do that and still do Destiny, but it didn't work out.
I'll be curious.
Look, they put Marathon in Destiny. The Star Wars expansion is an extraction mode. Just, you
got the shells as skins now too.
It's true.
Just Marathon's there. I'll be curious to see what the Marathon roadmap looks like after season 2. If any of the big stuff they have is still coming. I found this is a rough estimate numbers because this is old and things happen in between. Variety in 2024, when they did their first layoff, was 220 people, about 17% of the workforce. That was the same time they also said 150 people would be going off to do Team LFG for gummy bears. So that right there is 370 people. Plus the 220 from this past week roughly puts Bungie at like 190 staff. Like that is a huge drop down from currently 850 at the time this report was done. To drop from 850 to 200 in 2 years' time, what's left to fire on all cylinders to have the ideas you had then still release to fruition now? You said 2 years ago you maybe had an idea for season 3 of Death Marathon, or 2 months ago, but now you lose half that team. Like, what's the timeline? What's the roadmap? What's the expectations of that to drop?
I think Marathon was more turned off than we think. While they still lose people, I think if this is going to be a paraphrase, I think if I'm remembering people going through like the specific jobs of people laid off, if someone got some report of that, and there's a lot of like engineering background stuff, capture artists. I saw a lot of capture artists post on social media. I mean, you don't need a bunch of capture artists and engineers when you're not maintaining a game and you're not capturing footage of a game, right? So like I see it, but I think it just depends on how they view it, right? Like I don't think they wouldn't have budgeted / roadmapped internally not account for all this shit. I think it would have been keep Marathon afloat while we continue forward. And what are we doing with Destiny? What do we need to keep Marathon? Cool. We gave that. That's sustained for this moment. What are we doing with everything else? It would just make no sense if you weren't also sustaining Marathon and closing everything else. Like Marathon's their thing. It has to be. And they're adding more PvE stuff. We're going to get that. I like that it's a smaller team. It sucks that this is how we got there. But I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's bad. Bungie overinflated. COVID ruined that. Bastards. Pete Parsons, like multiple projects. No studio needs that. Bungie, what was Bungie trying to do? multi games, 2 offices, 200,000 square foot expansion in one of them. They were trying to be something completely different. They were like, what, you're going to be a publisher, make their own console event? Like, what the fuck were they doing? Trying to be Rockstar? Like,
is the
Destiny money at peak got to their head.
Is the mobile thing still going that they had?
The mobile thing is, yes, it sucks ass. No one's really playing it anymore.
Perfect.
Yeah. Also, with the NetEase stuff, it is more of like a license purchase, a license fee, and then like after that, it's like not much money. Like, yeah, mostly NetEase. Not good though. I think that's another interesting thing too. They had a mobile game, man. It puts the mobile game in perspective now. Maybe that was like that should have been the warning sign of like they're really trying to close this off.
The mobile game is the last standing aspect of Destiny.
That's the worst part. The lore is all weird. I don't think the planned PC port is happening anymore. Yeah, I doubt that too. You'd have to just still emulate it, which you can do. So, oh man, what if Sony gets involved with that though and actually helps make a PC port? You know, what if they like, we're gonna Destiny Rising is now a console game.
They just give the Destiny IP to
The NetEase, yeah.
NetEase, yeah.
Just it's like a partnership. Jesus. No. I saw we probably could like wrap up the Bungie specific stuff, but so I saw a post someone putting in perspective like, man, it just sucks to think that Destiny is going to go the route of Jack and Daxter and all the other IP that is just dormant under PlayStation. And there's a whole other slew, Infamous and other ones, and I was like,
Like Cooper.
No. Oh no, there's evidence that they might do this. Man, I mean, if you miss Destiny and eventually come back a couple years from now, it'll be huge. That scares me. I don't want to wait years for more. But we'll see. We'll keep talking about Bungie. We're mid-season, just happened for Marathon, September 22nd, the end of season 2, start of season 3. Perfect timing. Nothing's happening in September. Control isn't coming out 2 days later.
Wolverine's also not right there.
I don't. Okay. Oh shit! Wait,
Sony.
Why do they do this?
It's Sony.
They did it too. I mean, I don't understand the Destiny one either. Marathon season 2, and then a week later, Destiny's final update. I don't get that, but I do because you're kind of like, we got to close down Destiny, so we got to push it out. But man, Sony, what are you doing?
Yeah, I wish we would stop there, but the Bungie news was the least of the shit that happened this week, because the whole shitstorm.
Shout out to the developers real quick as we shout out to them. Hope they find work. A lot of talent. Like, it sucks that people move, get brought in, and then like a year later are gone. 5 years in, 7 years in are gone. Co-founders of their baby are gone. Shout out to developers. It's not your fault that this is happening. And that sucks. Fuck capitalism.
Fuck capitalism. It sucks because what I have said every time this happens, like, those people can go off and do new things now. But now we've seen those new things can't be successful to the wider audience anyways. So like, it's just a bad thing where the industry is hinged on Call of Duty, GTA, and sports games. And that's
literally what makes money. You're
not going to get the people who are investing the most money and time into those franchises to go off and try new things. They don't care. Yeah. 5,000 people who pay $70 is better than one who pays 3,000. Does that make sense? It's up there. We get figured out. Yeah, not the end of it, not the start of it for this week, as Xbox was the one who kicked off this whole thing right after SGF happened.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about it.
We haven't even talked about it. We're going to bring it up last week, but it's still a developing story, I guess. What started out as people reporting studios were closed and affected turned into some of the studios are in negotiations, talks of being bought, which turned into no, 2 of them are closed. Trier came out, not closed. It's a whole mess. Right now, supposedly affected studios, Compulsion, which I have since seen people from the studio saying they're actively looking for work, so has been hit. To what extent, we don't know. Mass layoffs, closure, who knows. Ninja Theory was the other weird one because just revealed Senua at the Xbox showcase. What's come out from that is that Xbox had that in their portfolio to kind of show off in hopes that another studio would pick them up in hopes of a buyout seeing the game. Yet to be sure of that. And then Double Fine being the third, which was obviously the one I was worried about, back to back from Keeper and Kiln. I've seen everything from them saying that it's going to be a Toys for Bob situation where they had that written in their contract. They could branch off if it came to this at some point in time.
Oh, hell yeah.
How credible that is, we don't know. All we've seen from Double Fine, they posted a single emoji. I think it was like the upside down smiley face emoji was all they've said about the situation right now. I've seen reports that Arcane is affected with Blade could be gone. People are up in arms about id because they have no current hirings and they're like taken off of Bethesda's hiring site. You can't even look for jobs for them anymore. Like whole shit sandwich. But at the end, I'm not surprised. Taking out all the business shit we just did with Marathon, Bungie, because it's the same thing here. Not making money, games bad, whatever. But with Xbox being at their worst possible point they've been in history under new leadership, slowly trying to turn the ship around, to not expect the layoffs would happen again is a wild disconnect from where they're at. Yeah, Microsoft, multi-trillion-dollar company, we get it. Xbox is the least of their profit and what they care about right now. Like, for them to suddenly be funneling all this shit in to keep studios afloat that aren't making money and keep this. We have teams for all sorts of things, from AAA to Game Pass titles like Double Fine making. Like, I think that would stick around when they're trying to trim the fat, get rights written again, start making money somewhere. It's just a wild thing to think that would stay true still. It sucks it's happening. We just said it with Marathon, like, I hope Ninja Theory gets bought up. Compulsion, that sucks. South to Midnight, great time, and it was their turn to where they could go as a studio, and I could see the pieces there for a next big thing to be their breakout hit. Double Fine, storied legacy of being bounced around publishers and money funneling in and not knowing if their next game would happen because they had to crowdfund everything, and finally finding a blanket under Microsoft to now be right back where they were. It sucks, but it's not surprising to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are aware of the economy and we know what Microsoft is heavily investing into, AI. So that's where all the money's going, and that's where all the money in the industry is going. And it's all going to executives and trillionaires, or just one. Really cool. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. And that sucks. So we'll just see. I mean, also, it's just like they're changing their strategy. We'll see where Game Pass goes, but under Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond, Game Pass was the thing. You had to fill it out. Go buy studios, go buy a Double Fine, say make weird shit because we need something for someone to go, oh, look at that. Let me try that. Oh, look, another game added, right? And it can't all be third party. So they're just doing what they were told. That was the job. You don't need to make a big thing that's going to grab as many people as you can. Like, it doesn't need to be a smash hit, big seller. It needs to be a good game. And that doesn't make business sense sometimes, which doesn't make sense. But yeah, there are reports. Jason Schreier 2 days ago on Reddit clarifying some stuff. Xbox has not closed Ninja Theory. Nothing has been closed. It seems like it's more the executives and studio heads telling their employees, hey, this is going to happen. You can start looking for work. Be prepared. Or studio heads being told, hey, we're doing this maybe, and now negotiations are happening. So it's a very weird report, but yeah, like, it seems like nothing has happened. And then I watched Jason Schreier's video on it as well. This guy's so knowledgeable. He was saying the layoffs shouldn't happen until mid-June. So like, this is just hey, get ready, like, go start finding work if you can. We're going to do this. And then or mid July, sorry. So or potentially early July next week, we're going to be getting right after the holiday, right after 4th of July. They'll lay people off. Which hey, let them get through Independence Day before they're independent. So,
which it's I almost
no, Brian, you're wrong.
appreciate that because it kind of puts the human element to it instead of them just coming in and just gutting house overnight. Like they are doing it in a way of we want to support you still, like help out where we can, but we just need to cut ties sort of thing. And even like with the Ninja Theory being part of the showcase still, like it's a different step than what they've normally done with this. Tango was just kind of gutted after releasing a Game of the Year contender. Like, yeah, it's more of the same for layoffs, but it's being done in a different, more slightly human way, which is refreshing, I guess is the word.
Yeah, I think it's easy as someone new, right? Asha coming in. It's easy to be like, I'm sorry. It obviously didn't work. I'm here to fix things and we're going in a new direction. How can we make this work for you? I think that's good and easy, and it makes sense why you change hands before you go into your thing, to your rebuild. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I worry for something like a compulsion because it just critically wasn't big south of midnight. But since it came out on PlayStation and Switch, I saw a lot of more than enough people play it for the first time, be like, wow, this game is really, really good. So it's not like they did bad. They put a lot of good work, passionate work into that game and have a really beautiful game. But what happens, I really hope these are just shrinkages and mass layoffs. I hope it's mass layoffs as opposed to studio closures. God damn, dude. As opposed to studio closures, but yeah, who knows? It's crazy. I mean, I loved Hellblade. I loved Hellblade 2. I was so excited for Project Mara. I love what they were doing with just using games to explore aspects of life, like the mental health side of it and what that means, and putting you in Senua and making you someone, having you experience something that you never would. Like, it's just cool and it's an action. I was excited to where they're going with it. I think it's totally cool and okay that they're like, here's this trailer. All right, now we're going to sell you off. It's weird, but I think it's fine. It goes to what you're saying. There's a human element to it. It could have been done a little cleaner.
Yeah.
But yeah, in hindsight, man, these studios were really just getting through Summer Games Fest to get to now like continue on. Like, oh man, we got to go show off stuff. We're struggling, but we got to go show off stuff. Interesting.
I want to take this. You briefly made a comment about it a little bit ago when Brian put it in chat.
Yeah.
Game Pass as a whole, as the future of Xbox and where this new reimagining goes as they are re-exploring exclusives, re-exploring what a console market looks like. Didn't even mention in this part, but they also, right after this layoff stuff happened this past week, console prices will be going up again in a time where they are trying to become a competitor in that market again, which is really, really shitty timing. Trying to find the exact number. Yeah, so 1 terabyte Series X, Series S. Series S is going up to $600, and 1 terabyte Series X will now be $800. A digital Series X will be $750, and the 2 terabyte model is being discontinued entirely. Another weird, how do they navigate the future? They're redoubling down on the payment plans, which I absolutely love. Having this set up as a phone model, I think, is a more intriguing way of bringing people in, of the pay month to month. Oh, you're just renting shit. No, you've been doing this with phones the past decades plus. Like, you've had no issue with it then. It's just part of day-to-day life at this point that people are willing to accept. But as they're trying to re-enter console market, trying to re-engage players, bring them in the ecosystem, where does Game Pass fit? Because Game Pass the past few weeks has suddenly become this massive scapegoat online of the reason why studios aren't succeeding. The always ever meme of Xbox players don't buy games, you're just renting because Game Pass. which it's hard when we don't have direct numbers. We don't have what the correlation to the monthly sub is to the people that would have bought games to people who are double dipping with Game Pass and still buying games in the service. We've seen varying reports of some teams saying it hurt them, some teams loving the service and the income slash recognition it brought them and player bases on their games. Like, it's a hard thing to nail down, but does it continue as it currently is? Brian brought up day one Game Pass, first day one releases in Game Pass, if they should continue or not. Which, yeah, it's a thing because PlayStation doesn't. Their shit comes like 2 years later, day one, and people are still subscribing to their PS Plus tiers.
Yeah, well, they haven't put their numbers out though. So are they? Are they just surprised? Are they just subscribing to the tier that gives them multiplayer? Because like you have to buy something, you have to pay for something to get online multiplayer. So same thing with Game Pass, right? You have to buy some tier for it. So I think like if you're gonna charge for multiplayer still, both those services are the way to do it. I don't think you can get rid of them and still say multiplayer costs money. So I think, damn, dude, I think this is actually the way you still charge for multiplayer is you tie it to a subscription that gives you games. That would be the thing. So yeah, I just, to me, we are like, people subscribe, all right, cool, whatever. But it's more of like, how much are they engaging with the thing? Because if Xbox has X amount of subscriptions, but people are spending a lot of time playing games and Game Pass games, how's that a bad thing? That's what they said. They want to have more people in the ecosystem. Hours means you're in the ecosystem as opposed to just buying a game. So it's interesting. It's just like we don't know these numbers and sides of stuff.
They stopped doing numbers in 2023, but 2023 March they had just under 50 million subscribers, which that year they sold
Sony?
Yes, for PlayStation Plus. So 50 million subscribers to PlayStation Plus across all the tiers.
I need to see the tiers.
In that year, they sold 20.8 million PS5. So with that, now they're at what, 93 million units worldwide as of March 2026. So if that number's gone up, I mean, they're probably well over half of users on PS Plus.
Well, but here's the thing though. Are those people playing online? Are they playing Fortnite? Because doesn't Fortnite need a subscription?
Not on PlayStation, I don't think.
Okay, so Fortnite's the one that doesn't need it anywhere. I think it doesn't need it on Xbox.
Yeah, you don't need PS Plus playing Fortnite online. On PlayStation.
So yeah, I just Madden 2K, the new Call of Duty, like all those things need you to pay for multiplayer. So to me, Game Pass and PS Plus numbers really depend on what tier there are. And if the majority are on the lower tier, it's because they're paying for multiplayer. And what are their metrics of game usage? Are they actually engaging with the service, or are they just dip a toe once in a while in a game, an old game, a new game, whatever, but then they're just doing their same old. I think it's more likely they're doing the same old. It's why Game Pass is losing Call of Duty. It's why certain things are shrinking. I think the numbers just aren't there anymore. I think the gamers are not there. People are more casual now, especially with the economy. People don't have money. So buy the one thing, you keep going with the free thing, and you just keep going. I think going back to the Xbox Game Pass day one, I think everything doesn't need to be day one, right? But every Xbox Game Studios game needs to be day one. It is Xbox Game Pass. The new Halo should be day one, not like Campaign Evolved. I'm saying the next one. Gears, the next gear, like that should always be day one. Any Xbox Game Studios game, always day one. Figure that shit out. And then have fun with the other stuff. Elder Scrolls 6, a 6-month exclusivity, a year exclusivity, but let it know it's going to come out. We don't care. Like, because it's a Bethesda game. It's what I've been saying before. But I think if you need to adjust Game Pass and monetization of it and that, don't put all your studio games, Activision, Blizz, like keep those out, have those be their thing, or stop doing third party stuff. There's a dude, you go on Game Pass and you go to like Forza Horizon, which came out what in May. Dude, the amount of games that got added to Game Pass is insane. When you see a game get added like on Tuesday, go back at next Saturday. It is insane the amount of games that get added. It's not like 30 or 40, but it's like, how are you adding 7 games since you put this game out 5 days ago, right? It's a strategy that I just don't think is sustainable. So I think we'll see that shrinkage. Instead of saying Game Pass Ultimate has 400 games, it's going to be about Game Pass Ultimate gets you all of Xbox games, all of Bethesda, all of this, as opposed to the lower tier, which only gives you Xbox games, right? There's a way to do it. I think they went the big subscription, the Netflix, which is get anything and everything on here. We need to flood it with content, but you can lower that.
Sorry.
Maybe with heal, you're good.
It's weird because like the Game Pass idea isn't necessarily like a new thing. Like we've had rental services before. Like
exactly
back in the early 2000s, no one had an issue with it. Everyone was out renting shit. That model as a brick and mortar fail.
Consumer though, right? But it wasn't like going to Xbox saying, "Can I rent your game? Thank you." It's going Blockbuster, who bought the game and had a friend donate they found, like it's one of those things, right? It takes the trading and that away from the consumer, which is a bad thing. Going digital is the bad side of that. PlayStation just took off 500 movies or something. They lost the license, so you bought it, doesn't matter. Like you can't watch them. We don't own the license, so we can't have it on our platform, even though you paid for it. It sucks. So yeah, I would just argue that's the difference. But yeah, it's the same idea. We're just like renting games. Waiting for that disc from GameFly to come in the mail. I wish I did GameFly more. I only did a couple of them.
It's just weird times. It's the next console release, launch, build up is going to be a wild time. Whenever that does happen, I hope this shit gets delayed. If they still try dropping Helix next year, like might as well just cancel that shit at that point, because you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Here's my and all the current price adjustments are not gonna like go away. My only thing is if Microsoft has some deal with government, since they're so tight.
Which I don't even think that's possible anymore.
But okay. Sony is not an American company. Microsoft is. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not like I don't think that should be the case. But I don't know. Satya calls our old president, and somehow, some way, the next American console is cheap. Like a fucking man. I don't put anything past anything. But all prices are raging. Even Apple had to adjust their prices, so they kissed the ring too. So it's not like they were immune to everything. So weird world we live in, right?
Yes. Yeah, I just say yesterday or the day before, Shinobi on Twitter posted from the Register, Micron, who makes a lot of the memory chips, has signed 16 strategic customer agreements that range of coverage from anywhere from 2026 to 2030. That locks them into a floor price. The company says comes with a very robust gross margin for Micron, well above our peak quarterly margins by any past cycle. So they have essentially locked their prices that they are getting now through the next 5 years for the shit they're making that they're selling to other companies to put in their stuff. So at this point, at least through 2030, there's not going to be a change of any of this. Unless everything just crumbles and traders around us, but like that's not going to help anyone.
Yeah, you hope the mutual assured destruction keeps things at bay. Yeah, I just can't imagine these consoles realistically coming out. Even that silly conspiracy that I don't think is real. Like, I think you push. I think that's why Unless Xbox pre-bought stuff, you know, they totally could have. They pulled Series X and S's a while ago. They could be reusing parts. They could be doing a lot of creative things to get a Helix ready to go. But again, it's still going to be a niche thing. Like, it's still going to be there. And what it sounds like is more likely is they pulled stuff back and now they're slowly putting out supply. Apparently Xbox are in demand as like people are buying them and then they can't find them right now. But that's not because people are looking for it. I think it's more, oh, it's going up, let me buy it right now. And there's only like 2 out. So like, oh no, 2 people bought it. Put out 2 more. So it seems like they're staggering the release of stuff to help that. We'll see, man. I just can't.
That comment by Matt, who was we can't make Xboxes to meet demand, is such a weird thing, because that was the week of SGF. When then we have May sales reports, and Xbox hardware sales were the lowest ever recorded for May. Like, how are you not able to reach demand while having your worst ever May in history? Like, same math, and it's not just Xbox. The same PlayStation is their worst May they've had since 2000, I believe. Like, it was just a shit May. But if your demand is one console, I guess, yeah, if you can't sell one console, you can't reach demand. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just marketing words too, you know. It's just like, yeah, they readjusted on the back end how they're gonna measure stuff, and now they're like, oh man, can't meet demand. It's like, okay, but you changed the goalpost. Who knows? I mean, and understandably, with a new person in charge, that's going to happen. I think it's okay to have goals and measurement. Like, hey, we're gonna readjust what we think our expectations, right? That's fine. But yeah, when you say it like that and it comes out, it's like, what are you saying with that? What does that mean? It doesn't, I don't think it's really, or like, I want an Xbox desperately, I can't find it. More like, oh, I looked online, it's not there.
It's all fucked.
Yeah, I don't think we can get consoles, man.
You're in Steam Machine for $1,000+. Got the prices for that finally. Pre-orders are going out.
Yeah, price of that understandable what it is. That thing doesn't look good either. Bad. Steam got like just fucked over with the world. Like a $500-$700 price point for the Steam Machine base with no controller would be awesome. Holy shit, that's amazing. But yeah, at the north of 1,000 with nothing included. Oof.
I guess the one good news story this week: Nintendo is raising their base salary by 10% for employees. Yay!
Yeah, we should have started there.
Get that bank, Nintendo people. Give us weird furry Star Fox.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nintendo, it's just good for them. Instead of laying off, because that's not going to help. That would only hurt morale. We're going to give raises because we can and we made more money and we're doing okay. Let's pass it off to our employees to make them happy. Crazy. See, it's like when you do weird stuff like Nintendo, you can get away with it when you treat your people right. I'm not mad. Like, all right.
Everything sucks. What have you been playing this week? What's some good highlights? Reliving the Destiny nostalgia.
Yeah, what have you been doing? Yeah, a lot of Destiny. You know, that came out June 5th. So just been playing that, and it's great. Done some raids with some people. Got an invite to Brian and Joel's clan. That was fun. Was really random when they invited me. Whatever, that's a story. But yeah, in a clan now. Gonna try to do stuff with them. A good time. If you're into Destiny, if you took a break, like, now's the time. If you want to do raids, now is the time. A lot of people are wanting to do raids. Like the Discords for like Destiny 2 LFG and the 3 I'm a part of are just always popping off with people asking for raid stuff. And it hasn't been like that in a while. So do it. If you're like, man, I should like hop in. Now is the time to celebrate, have fun, go through everything. Unfortunately, it's not on sale anymore. That's a bummer. It's $70 for all this stuff, but it'll go on sale eventually. And that's when you should wipe it all up, because it is. Destiny 2 is awesome. It's an amazing game and it's in a great spot, but we'll see how long that lasts. I'm doing a Titan now. Man, dude, you know there's other classes in Destiny and they're actually fun? Easy.
I had 10 years to get there, you know?
I know. See, but that's the thing. Now I have new content to play.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
like a whole
touched
new
Titan and
game.
Warlock, so I'm like, this is so much fun. It's so different. Like I'm jumping
Nope.
around as a Titan. I'm like, hold on, I'm like dying. I need to stop. Like this isn't how you play. I can't dodge. You don't dodge. So yeah, it's fun. See, don't play everything because one day you won't have new stuff. Go play the old stuff. Go through your backlogs. But yeah, more Destiny. Loosely marathon, but that's been hard to get back into that post Destiny.
Yeah,
You can't triple jump. I'm not doing abilities.
I wish it's definitely not happening now, obviously, but I wish like the UI was better. The hand holding of new players in Destiny was better. Because every time I tried to get in with you, it's just like a fucking nightmare. I have missions here, but I can't continue missions here until I go to this other quest as part of a different expansion. Like, just a mess.
You really gotta just mainline an expansion and just like tunnel vision it. But then they just throw so many things at you. Where how do you not get distracted? How do you? A new quest popped. Let me go follow that. That's a Gambit quest. Why am I doing this? Like that's just a new like yeah, it's real bad. Which is why Destiny is going away. Like it is. It's an impossible. It is so hard for new people to get in. How do you fix it? We can't. We tried. We did New Light. We brought Shah Han in, and it didn't work. It didn't work. This is why they're doing it. So it's my one hope. My one hope is that like you can't get new players in, so you have to go from scratch. But you only have 190 people. You have marathon.
It's
cope is hard to have cope.
It's wild they didn't go the Warcraft route for how fast they were dropping expansions and stuff. Like Warcraft does when you make a new character, it just straight up is like pick what expansion you want to play through. And you play through that expansion, that's your leveling experience till just before the current expansion, and then it puts you in the current stuff. So it's not dragging you 80 different ways. You're getting one main story for that character up to current. Like that would have been so much better for how that is. And them canceling, closing stuff and making stuff unavailable, like you still have that. Makes it better for the player.
Right, it's hard to onboard when they got rid of the content that the onboarding was in. Yeah, the original Destiny 2 campaign, the Red War, is not in the game. You cannot go through. You can't play all of Destiny, the whole story right now. It's
weird.
They probably lost those files too.
Those files got fired.
Yeah, they're in Activision still. Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, what have you been playing? What are you going to be up to?
Yeah, no, it's a Persona. I got a lot, like, it's just been a weird week where I haven't, like, wanted to jump into new stuff. I got most recent expansion for 2 Point Museum. Shout out, Brian. That's great. The artsy facts, they have a whole art, painting, statue themed expansion that came out. I picked that up, have yet to jump into that. Dave the Divers DLC expansion finally came out. In the Jungle. Have that purchased, have yet to jump into that. I just haven't been in the mindset of like, I really like these things. Let's continue on. Like, I want to be better of, I'm ready to try this out now. But I haven't purchased. Money has been given. Support has been given to the studios. There's a lot of stuff on the back end. But now that I'm back in Persona, like 30, 40 hours probably taken up by that.
Nice. Yeah, 2 Point Museum had free play days on Xbox, so I hopped in. Dude, it's significantly less friction than the other entries that I tried, and I was like, oh, there's a flow to this. They don't hold your hand in the tutorial in a bad way. I'm like, oh, I can just do any expedition now. Thank you. Like, you just let me go. Thank you. Like, it is a very, very good one. I was like, let me try it for 30 minutes. And I was like, oh man, it's already been like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Oh no, like I'm done. Like I don't own this game, man. It's going to go away after the weekend. I can't get invested. Yeah, very good. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that one after trying 2 Point Hospital and University School, whatever it was.
Yeah, Brian picked it up on Switch. We were just talking, as we started the show, I was talking about Threads about it. Yeah, Free Play Weekend was great. I actually went back I never played Hospital, so I picked that up on sale because it's their studio's
nice.
10-year anniversary, which is why all this stuff is happening right now. So I picked up that. I picked up the all the expansions for Campus because I never purchased any of those. So like I have a whole backlog now of 2 Point that I can fall back on when it's a slow period. When everyone else is playing GTA 6 in November, I'll be playing 2 Point. Hanging out.
We went this whole episode and we only mentioned it once, and it was about how it bookends Destiny's life. We got GTA pre-orders, $100, crazy. I mean, it's 80, but
Did you pre-order? Did you get it? Are you there day one?
No. I'm not pre-ordering a digital game. No, there's no bonus to it. I don't
care. You get the outfits.
I mean, eventually, I don't have to do it today. I can wait. There's no rush. It's a lot of money. I'm up with, no, we're gonna get this game. I'm excited for GTA 6. But we haven't seen anything else, so it's hard to be excited about it to a point where it's like, man, let me pre-order it because I'm ready to play it. We haven't seen anything else. Like, it's crazy that they put out pre-orders and no trailer. That's pretty wild to me.
Well, they don't need a trailer when they have like 30 different things locked behind the premium edition they want you to buy. That's the trailer, is all the stuff you could get if you give them extra money.
Trailer is just highlighting all that.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild. Weird stuff. Ultimate Edition has like, you don't get access to certain tattoo shops, mod shops, like certain things, which I don't think you wouldn't be able to put tattoos on at all. Then it just, you get a specific shop you can't go to. Whatever. It's really weird stuff, in my opinion. That they're the difference.
That a compound, gear, a bunch of guns, a bunch of vehicles.
Yeah. But here's the thing, man. There was a time in my life where every year I dropped $100 on Destiny. So I can't complain.
Look where that got you.
So this is okay, man. A year of prophecy, $100. Wasn't a year of prophecy doing that, man. I'm post final shape. I'm dropping hundreds, not 100. Got to get that year, baby. So like, yeah, the fact that like, I don't know, we'll probably do the $100 edition because we're gonna be playing this. Who knows? It's gonna be I'm very looking forward to it, but yeah. It sounds insane, yeah, locking in-game shops. But like at the end of the day, it's just like, oh look, a Florida corner that is barren. Or if you buy the Ultimate Edition, oh look, a Florida corner that's open. Like the problem is it's gonna be if you drive up to a closed shop and it's like, oh, this is closed. Would you like to buy the premium edition? It's like, no, get out of here.
That's what I think it's gonna be. Like they're not gonna not have those shops there. You're just not gonna be able to go into them. Like,
yeah, but I just don't want to prompt in the game to be like, oh, you like, if I walk up to a thing and click A, it's like, oh, out of the game into Xbox Store.
They're going to do it in-game. It's going to send you an in-game notification and your like buddy behind the computer is going to be like, this store's about to close down. Give us money to help open this store again. And then your actual credit card. It's going to be super meta.
Oh, wow, you put your actual card number in the game.
God.
Jesus Christ, that's insane.
I hate it here.
Not like a... Yeah, no, I'm really. I want to see gameplay for GTA, man. When do you think we get a trailer as we wrap up? When do you think we get the gameplay trailer? That is the. I don't know if they'll do a deep dive, but they got to do something more.
I don't know because like there's not like a Super Bowl in between. There's not like some big event that's happening where like you would drop a trailer on. Not that they need to, but like
Labor Day.
Halloween, spooky trailer, spooky GTA.
Yeah, it'll be some random like afternoon. It'll get leaked. They'll announce it like 6 a.m. Be ready, and then it'll get leaked, and then they'll put it like at 3:10 or something, like they did last time.
Because there's that. There's still whenever they announce GTA Online, which I've seen people. I don't remember GTA 5 launch, but people were saying that was like a month before the game came out is when they finally started talking about it online. Like. There's so many other parts of this that need to be revealed, announced. GTA Online price, is that a monthly sub? Like, so many different aspects of this game still.
Yeah, there's just too much. It starts to worry me, but at the end of the day, I can't be too worried about Rockstar. They're going to do what they do. I just hope it's not too predatory.
I hope I like it. I still got to get back to Red Dead 2. I did like an hour of that and haven't touched it since.
Oh my God.
I'm a hater.
Yeah, man, that Red Dead 2 is so good. The only reason I have not replayed that is because I'm waiting for that next gen version. I know they're doing a patch. They're gonna put all the GTA 6 lookies into Red Dead, make that look good. I doubt it.
It's gonna be all the same character models, but they're gonna forget to like change the clothes. So in Red Dead, just gonna be like swimwear and shit.
I just want to know if the alligator's testicles are gonna shrink and grow. Okay, you did it for a horse. Can you do it for alligator?
Yeah, we're gonna end it there. They're not gonna have it on the alligator because they gotta have half the NPCs doing the Fenty fold, keep up with the times.
Oh, dude, that side of stuff, that's what's interesting is the satire, man. GTA 5 is a whole different world. That came out in a whole different world.
Yep.
We're in a whole different world.
Someone, I think it was a retailer listing that like they have their own like online TikTok in the game. You could like pull up and watch videos
100%.
on and stuff. I'm like, that's gonna be wild.
Yeah,
people are gonna be having like
for sure.
meta lives built within GTA now, but just like
they already do. But yeah, it's gonna be more so because that's what they hired that role playing people too. Like I think that's what they're intending. Yeah, I think that's what they're intending. But yeah, 100%. It's gonna be like that content warning game where you just like someone has the camera and you have to just follow everyone, right? It's gonna be that. Like you're just gonna hold the little iPhone up and film your friends doing crazy stuff. Yeah, I can't wait for GTA 6. It'll be fun. Please show us more.
Wow. We're at 4 months away now. Just about 4 months away.
Yeah, November 16th is it, right? Something. Either way. Not long. Are you getting it? Are you like, we'll see?
I don't know. I want to. Like, it's gonna be the only thing there, but like I'm worried for me with the way I approach it, like the bad times I'm having with 5 now. Still working on it. I got past the mission on the docks the last time I played, getting ready for that heist. Moving shipping containers, that shit. Like I'm still forcing my way through, but I'm worried that like I'm gonna come off with such a sour taste from this that I'm gonna be like, 6 fucking sucks. It's just more of the same.
I wish you could not be playing the 360 version now. Because if you burst through it, that would have been one thing. But yeah, now you're so close to 6. It's like, oh man, like it is a shittier version.
Well, I'm worried.
I wonder how much of that is getting you. Like it just feels different.
I don't know if it would fix it though, because like 5, every single mission is like you're either taking someone from point A to point B, followed by a shootout that feels absolute ass because the gunplay is terrible, or you're chasing someone driving around, or you're just mowing people down. Like the mission setup themselves isn't. I will stand on like the moment to moment gameplay is very, very mid. That's where I feel like the online part that everyone lives in, like that's why everyone plays online, because it's the side stories and the stuff you're doing with friends and the stories you're making up yourself. Like that's what the shit hinges on. Single player though is just kind of Single player feels like an afterthought. So do I want more of that with 6 right away? If I'm not going to be investing time into online after, I don't know.
Single player feels like an afterthought in a Rockstar game. I get what you're saying with it, though. I get what you're saying with it. Yeah, I agree. Like GTA 5, again, a whole world has come, lived, and died.
This one game called Destiny existed when GTA 5 was out.
That's what I'm saying. We just have like so much has happened since GTA 5. So yeah, like, the mission structure, how is that going to work? Is that going to be better? It's got to be better. It's got to feel better, right? How much did they learn from online? How much is GTA 6 made for online? GTA 5 came out online. Wow. How much is 6 built around the idea that GTA and online is a thing? That'll be telling. Because yeah, I don't think so though. I think it's going to be a fucking kick-ass story. I think we're going to get closer to a Red Dead 2 type of story. I think they're going to do it. I think with the characters, like I think there's more heart than the 3 guys. Just like, you know, still a good story, but that's a story of its time. But
that's where like it was Monday or Tuesday this week. I just finally got spoiled on what the story, like how GTA 5 ends. Like, I just figured that out this past week because I've been on weird TikToks. And that's the twist. Like Trevor fighting XYZ out. I'm like, that's where we're going. And like, you start making movie. I'm just the ending does not sound like it's worth the build up. And now that I know what it is, I'm even more so like,
yeah. I think the thing with GTA 5, it had multiple endings. You get that choice.
did it?
And I think yes, it has multiple endings. You get a choice.
Okay,
I think it depends. I don't remember if you're forced into one of the characters and then you make a choice, or you choose the choice. You get to choose who you make the choice.
I mean, we could spoil GTA 5. Like what I saw, it was like.
Well, I'm not trying to spoil it. I was more saying
It's a 14-year-old game.
Yeah.
Like
I don't remember who you play.
Because it was like Trevor finding out that like obviously Michael's not dead, and Buddy who got shot, who's ended up being buried in Michael's place, and Michael just ends up becoming like a movie executive or some shit at the end. Like, what's different than that? People die? You pick who lives?
Did Trevor die? You can.
I don't know.
I'm pretty. You choose who to kill. I'm pretty sure you could kill Trevor. It had multiple endings. I would have to look it up. It's been 10 years since I played it. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah,
okay.
That was a different. I think they did that. They had that was the gimmick, the doing 3 people and the story all intertwined, and at the end you kind of knows how that ended for you.
Because when they all exist in online afterwards too. Weird. But I've seen old Trevor. I've seen old white-haired Trevor.
Oh, is that the canon where he's not dead?
It's weird. Hop back in, Kyle. Online. Finish it. Uninstall Destiny. Hop back in GTA 5. Play it before 6.
I won't uninstall it, but I will install GTA 5.
360 version.
No. No. Wait, could I? No, they don't have online on that. They close the servers. I was like, could I download the 360 version we play?
I'm all by myself over here.
Yeah, sorry.
That's gonna do it first. Did all 3 of them show up in online? Yeah, that's what I saw on TikTok, because it was like Michael's the movie guy, Trevor's just old and senile, and then Franklin's like daddy, essentially. I don't know.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, no, I'll have online, Brian. I'm playing on this weekend my 360 right here. I'm playing on this bad boy. I don't get the online side of things. I have no idea. It takes like 5 minutes to load into this shit.
Wait, you're not playing it. That's so funny.
We're wrapping it up. Been a weird week.
Yep.
Hopefully next week, better news to talk about. Industry takes a turn. We can only hope.
Well, next week is 4th of July.
I won't be here on Saturday. If you could do Sunday. Thanks for reminding me.
I figured as such. Yeah, I figured we're gonna celebrate our country.
I'm going to Bismarck for squeaky cheese tacos.
Okay. That makes sense too.
It's a buffalo chicken taco, but the shell is a giant wrapped around cheese curd. Life-changing, my guy. See? I saw the change in your eyes. Squeaky cheese tacos.
I'm just trying to understand it, and now I remember cheese curds. Cheese curds are good.
Yeah.
Something like a rinky-dink, small town, Minnesota county, not city fair, and getting cheese curds from a stall that doesn't look like it can make them.
See?
Damn, they were good.
And you get that in the shape of a taco shell with buffalo chicken inside?
Yeah, no, that sounds really good.
I'll be getting that next Saturday. I switched my on-call weekend just for it, so.
You switched your on-call weekend to get
because I need to go out of town.
Birds.
We haven't been able to go to. It's a whole street fair thing in Bismarck. I need to go. We haven't been out over the past 2 years. I need to take this off.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I'll send you pictures. So next week, Sunday,
Please do.
Probably be back. Maybe same time. We'll figure that out. We'll keep up to date on socials. Follow us on the socials. It helps us out, and I like to see the number go up because this post SGF has kicked us in the groin, and it's not feel good.
Hey, industry's crashing.
It sucks. It feels bad.
We're just being the industry.
Follow us on the socials. Download Q everywhere. Kyle the Dude everywhere. Follow along Kyle's Destiny clan with United We Nerd, I guess. Now that's a thing. Figure that out. But until next time.
Hey, you did.
Happy gaming. Be good to each other. Keep your head up in the times we're all currently going through. Things will get better eventually. Happy gaming.
All right.